Hard Rock Grandma here, and I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that looks like swirl. Remember back in the 80s, the men would swirl their hair over their bald spot. That's what I have. I have some swirl going on. Anyways, I went to a home flooring store and saw that they had like these squares of wood, and you could buy them. I forget how much they were, like probably like $8 for just one sheet. Well, I want to try to cover the back of my island. So as you can see here, I have a island in the middle of my kitchen, and I wanted to put some kind of a backsplash on it. So yesterday, not knowing what I'm doing, my husband got me some pallets and I cut them into strips. I stained them 3 different colors, and this is just temporarily glued on here. I used just like a regular craft glue gun, so I can pull them off easily. I don't really like it. What I had done is I had stained the wood, and then I went back over it with a sander to try to make it look a little weathered. But there was something about it I didn't like, and then my husband said he thinks there's too much like of the wood showing through maybe. And I'm not for sure that I like the 3 different colors, so I think maybe I'm going to choose the one color that I really like that wouldn't look bad being, you know, like I like this one. This was called Black Cherry, and it's beautiful. I do have some purple on my granite countertops, but I don't think that that color would look good as a whole. This one is called Cognac. Or maybe it was this one. This one, I'm sorry. This one's called Cognac, and I don't think that I'm gonna like that one either. And that's funny because that's the 2 I bought. So I spent like $10 on these 2 stains, and I'm okay with them if they were just mixed in, but not as a whole covering. This was one my husband had for his guns, and it's called Walnut. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe stain these pieces of wood in different strengths of walnut. So some will be darker, and then maybe some will be lighter. And we'll see if I like that better. So let me show you what I figured out in the garage, how to cut these strips out of pallet wood. And like I said, I know absolutely not what I'm doing. Luckily, these pallets were free, and all I'm out is some time if it doesn't work out for me. And another side note too, this was white. This is my baseboard. I would take this one out, but then it's going to look funny if I don't take them all out. Actually, in these houses, we had it built new. They put the baseboards in, and then they tile up against it. And if I did it myself, I'd probably do it the other way. Maybe there's a reason they don't do that. I like to use my hands a lot. Maybe there's a reason that they don't do that, but I would actually have like a gap under here, the width of the bottom of the baseboard, if I took it out. And like I said, then it looked funny when you get to the, you know, you have like the rounders on the side here. So I sanded that all down yesterday. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I'd like to stain it. I still have some more paint or caulk or whatever they put in there to get out. But if I do make this all one color, that'll make the bottom easier. I don't know if I want to paint it or stain it. We'll see how it looks when I stain it. So, all right, out to the garage. All right, guys, I apologize. My garage is messy. I clean it up, and my son was actually here working on his motorcycle, so we have all the stuff out. And like there's his mirrors. That's the stuff I pulled off of the table saw. I have different things going on here. I'm painting my switch plate covers in which they were out of at Walmart, an oil rub bronze, and it really does look good because, you know, they give you these cheap plastic white ones, and you just spray paint them, and it looks really snooty. I did it in my last house, so I'm trying to do that again bit by bit. I do it here and there whenever the mood strikes me. Here's one of my pieces of wood that I cut, and what I use to cut these is table saw. The pallets are really hard to get apart. I tried a little bit, and I'm like, no, I'm not spending 3 days getting these apart. So I just use this saw right here. I figure I have lots of pallets. That one over there is kind of nasty, but I have lots of pallets that I can use. So if I have to, I can go get more pallets, because I'm just going to cut. You can see what I did. I just cut it out, and then after I cut it out, I came over to the table saw and I cut them into sections I took my square wherever I did, took a square, made sure that I squared up the corners. You know, you want to make sure that they're going to all fit together, you know, properly. So, and I figure I have my mouse sander. If nothing else, I can just sand it to make them fit together. But after I got the raw wood, which I don't even have any extra, I did sand it with my mouse sander. And then I came over here and I stained it. And this is the cognac. It's got a little red in it. This one was natural. I didn't like that one. That was one my husband had laying around. Here's the black cherry one I bought. And I do like the purple, but like I said, I don't think it's going to look good. But luckily, my husband had this, and it is dark walnut. And we got a big can of that. Now, my next thing I have to figure out is if I want to polyurethane them, because that will give it some protection. I don't know if I have any, but I could go over it after I install it. So, and I plan to install this permanently with liquid nails or something like that. We'll figure out. I just may use the glue gun if I don't have any liquid nails laying around, because I hate going out, especially this time of year. It's a couple weeks before Christmas and it's absolutely nuts out there. So this is my plan, and I'm going to get some wood cut and get on with it. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this piece of wood right here. I use my glasses as my eye protection. These are really inexpensive readers. So if you're going to do this at home, I do recommend you wear long sleeves because the wood does chip off. Hopefully we're not going to lose a finger. That's what scares me the most. But you probably need some real safety goggles, some face protection, stuff like that. I'm always really bad about that stuff, so I just want to put it out there. Me not knowing what I'm doing and not wearing safety protection, it's probably not a good combination. Thank God I have health insurance, and we should probably know where the truck keys are at so I can drive. So let me get on with this real quick. I'm going to cut a few pieces of wood here with my trusty 7-inch and quarter circular saw with a very dull blade. But hey, it's doing the job. And much better. Can you see that? Okay, I got it. All right, let's do this. Ooh, got an extra. All right, so I just figured that out. Like I said, if this was something you did all the time, I'm so out of shape. This was something you did all the time, you probably would already know that. And as you can see, the nails are like really embedded, and that's, by the way, that's not poop. That's stain from yesterday. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna try to pull those out. What would somebody they didn't know do? All right, we're gonna try these. As you can see, really super old. So, no, that's not gonna work. Tell already. Maybe I should just cut this piece off. All right, what I'm gonna do next is slice these, and I figured out yesterday, if you slice them, sorry if I'm yelling, I still have my ear protection on. I slice them different widths, and that looked okay, but it's like building a puzzle. And me being the dum-dum that I am, I would figure it out in the garage. And numbered them. By the time I got into the kitchen, I couldn't remember how they went together. Even with the numbers on them, it's like, did I do 1, 2, 3, 4 up and down or sideways, or what did I do? So I'm thinking today I'm gonna maybe cut these exactly in half and see how that works. Get my ear protection on. And I'm just gonna, right now, I'm just gonna cut off these nails and see how it goes. Raise up my blade. Get this distracting stuff out, because sometimes this stuff floats over towards the blade and your first reaction will be to grab it out of the way. And I just have to constantly tell myself, yeah. nails out of there, pick those up, throw them in the trash. Don't want them in a truck tire when they get kicked around. And try to pound them out first. We make it, you know, each end will be squaring off. If I cut it in half, then it'll be times 4. So let's square it off right now. Got my trusty purple Sharpie. I'm horrible with this. Everything's backwards. Purple Sharpie. And then I have my square. And what I do is I kind of check it first. This one seems pretty square. This one's going to be hard to check, but it's definitely not square. So then I'm going to lay it on top. Make sure that this is like this. Hopefully you can see it. Let me move this a little. And then I just make a mark. And that kind of squares it off so that all your boards will fit evenly. Same thing, I could tell this one wasn't square right away. So we're going to square these up real quick. I like to move everything off the dribble saw. Like I said, I don't want to be grabbing for anything. I'll put it right here on top of my son's tools. And here we go. Hopefully you guys can see. Get my fat self in the way. And I do like to have, I lost it, a pusher. And we bought these sticks quite a while ago. So I just use just a square stick and try to be careful. I don't really need it on this. I like it more from highly recommend that if you're younger, not as old as me, that you wear breathing protection, eye protection, and you can't have bits of wood flying off at you. And so, you know what, if you're wearing like long sleeves and stuff, that's way better. So just want to tell you, just because I'm a dumbass, doesn't mean you have to be a dumbass. All right, so now we're going to try to slice these long ways. Okay. Like I said, I do everything hard. That's all right. All right, let's come on as a tester and see if we are halfway or approximate. If I'm a little bit off, I can always sand some spots off, but I really don't want to do that. Just more time. All right, let's see if we can make some more mess. Hearing protection. Here you go, have some. There you go. Gave you some too. Calculations are correct. That's pretty close. So that means even, oh my God, these things hurt my ears. Even if I cut these pieces into smaller pieces, you know, maybe uneven this way, that's fine. They'll all fit together. And then, yeah. Okay. I don't know why that's so funny. Yeah. And I really probably should have some face protection. See, this is pretty. That's going to stain up nice. Over here, that's going to stain up nice. Give you a hand cramp. All right, let's try to stain this. Do some black walnut. Dark walnut, sorry, I misspoke. Let me bring you over here to my ugly work table. And let's see, lower you down a touch. And let's get some boards. Like I said, I still will probably cut these a little shorter, maybe. And I just like to use an old t-shirt. We have like a whole old hamper out here in the garage. And I am going to pull those other pieces of wood that I've already put in the kitchen, pull those down and see maybe I can restain them. Nothing else, maybe I can sand them a little bit and restain them. This is all just a guessing game at this point. So, like I said, this was my favorite one. Oops, I forgot. I always like to try to pick out. See? Pick out the side. That looks okay. Let's see the other side. No, I like this side better. Okay. I don't like the little notches, which I'm sure is from my old ass table saw. And I try to get down on the edges a little bit. Just to make sure that no wood's showing through, because I definitely didn't like that. And a smart person right here would wear gloves, but hey. See, I think that looks beautiful. I think I'm going to leave them all like that. So I'll set that over here to dry. I may take some of them and yeah, that looks pretty. No, let's see. No, that side's not going to be as pretty. I may take some of them and double dip them. And then I'll probably cut that part off because you can, oops, sorry. I'll cut that part off because you can see it's got a little nick or something, or a defect. And nowadays, I can use this stain on the shirt and then wear it and look cool. Pretty solemn. Pre-stained shirt worth like $50. And pay extra for that dark walnut stain on there. And then I'll probably have to, ooh, that looks really, really nice. I'll probably have to touch up the edges again if I cut them, but, and I did figure out yesterday, if you cut them from the back side of where the stain's at, it doesn't mess it up as bad. So flip the stain side over and cut it that way. And then I'll probably have to cut this off because I got like a big piece of wood. I don't know. This side's probably not going to be that pretty. But I do like this little bit of bark that's in there, so we're going to stick with this side. And I'm pretty sure this is all pine wood. I don't know types of wood that well, but I definitely could smell pine wood, which is probably the only kind of tree that I know what it smells like. That one turned out pretty. I don't know if you guys can see it. And of course I got the glare of the lights. All right, so now that I've got some of the boards stained, we'll try to figure this out. You can see here I had put it on with a hot glue gun, and it just takes off a little bit of the plaster. It's not going to be a big deal, but I definitely want to look at it as a overall dealio before I decide if I like it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on the stick. I may or may not leave it on. I'll probably take it off and then just stain the ends of the boards, which maybe I should stain them before I put them up. But I definitely want to get this level. So let's put a little glue in there. Let's see. All right. Wipe the extra away. Little spider webs everywhere. Okay, so that's going to kind of give me a base, just where to line up my edges, and I have made it even with the baseboard down here. So hopefully, yeah, we'll see. Let's see how this works. Oh, I probably should have got some more before I sat down. And I ended up leaving them a little bit longer. It's the only thing in here I really have horrible lighting. Horrible lighting, horrible. So maybe we should just wing it. Should we just wing it? If I don't like it, I'm using the hot glue gun. Like I said, I still don't know what I'm going to do with the baseboard down here, but we're just going to use a little bit of glue, just enough to tack it on, and push it right up. Make sure it's flat against the bottom edge and the side edge. You should like how I talk like I know what I'm doing. Hey, if an old lady can do this, you can do this. Oh, I used this one before, so it's got a little glue and plaster on it. Definitely want to make sure it is flush to the wall. See, I knew that big word, flush. We want it to be flush. Give me some trouble here. Yeah. Oh, and that whole thing, I only got one splinter. And I did use gloves, but they leaked. So they were gloves made specifically for hair dye, so you think that they'd withstand a little bit of a varnish, but I don't know. Maybe I just... yeah, maybe I just wore a hole in it by, yeah, you know. So see, they're still a little bit off, but that's why we use the hot glue gun. We, notice I said we. And the lighting sucks in here. I thought honestly too about gluing this all together before I put it up, but that, I think that would have been a disaster. All right, let me get out of the way so you can kind of see it. So, I'm gonna bring the camcorder a little closer. I'm trying not to touch my camcorder. My hands are so icky. But yeah, I'm really, really liking that. See if I'm getting the light a little better. So, yeah. I don't know if you can see the color of my countertops. I think it's gonna look really, really good. I really want this as a backsplash now. Is that better? I went and got the tripod, put my hair back, probably looks stupid, but I don't care. And yes, I did touch my hair with these hands. So, oops, I just noticed there's a little corner missing there. So I may not be able to use that one, but let's see. I think, oh yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine! So can you guys see? I'm really loving it, and I'm sorry I am blocking the light. Maybe I should sit on the other side. Clean the floor with my butt while I'm at it. There, you guys can probably see way better, like anybody's still watching. All right. So one nice thing was these are still wet, but I figured if I put them up here, yeah, it'll be fine. I can just touch it up with some more stain because I can see like a little white spot there, but my worst thing right now is the little cobwebs from the glue gun. All right, let's get going. Let's do this. All right. Hi guys, day 2 and I'm back. I really like this. My husband liked it. My grandson is with me today. He's homesick, so if you hear some background noise, he's the cause of it. And we're totally fine with that. Yeet! Yeah, he's sick. No, he really is sick. All right, so I told you I had like a 1900s Stanley miter saw. And I wish I had the cheap plastic one. I know nothing about miter saws. I'm assuming, I don't know. I don't really need a 90-degree angle because you can kind of see, can you see? I don't know, people, kind of bends, oops, wrong way. Kind of bends around here. So it's not, I'm horrible at this. Is that a 90-degree angle? I don't know. Anyways, I have some practice pieces of wood and I'm gonna just cut away and see how it goes. So I'm going to want this piece to go right here. Of course, I would measure it. I would measure it first. I don't know. I'm going to want to cut it this way. I have my big grandpa saw. Let's cut and see what happens. Oops. Gotta get it in the... I wish I had an electric miter. Right now, I wish I had an electric miter saw. This is not going to be fun. All right. So that's there. And then this would fit like this. This is how people that don't know what they're doing try to figure stuff out. And that is a little bit too much. I need it angled a little bit more. So this little number's on 70. So let me see. Move it to 70. Oh no, this is backwards. So 68. And then I'm assuming for the other side, I just do it the other way. Like I said, at least the other power tools I had a little bit of knowledge about. This, I have no idea. And I think this saw is probably from the 1800s and it's never been sharpened. All right, let's try this one. It doesn't look any different. All right, so maybe that made it worse. I know I'm really dumb about this, but I will figure it out. So I need it to be angled less, right? No, I need it to be angled more. Some things I just don't get. All right, we're gonna go to 65 and see if that makes any sense. All right, 65 will be the magic number. Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right. So, like I said, not being a mathematician, and I absolutely stink at angles. I'd love to hang my own crown molding, but yeah, it'd probably cost me $1 million because I would mess up so much wood trying to figure out angles. At least this was from Hollywood, and I have some more wood cut, and it's out. I sanded it, cut it, and I stained it, and it is out in the garage drying right now, so I thought I'd bring in the miter saw figure that out a little bit because you can see I'm getting close to that section. So let me go grab that wood and I will put some more on. And I don't know if you guys can notice too, I stained the bottom baseboard and I could not get all of the paint off of it, but I actually kind of like it. So you can see like where the paint, but to me it kind of looks distressed. So I'm going to leave it like that. And yeah, we're going to go with it. All right, guys, this is day 3. I worked pretty much all day yesterday on it. It did get more time consuming when I got, you know, to the little brackets like this and to this corner. That took me quite a bit. I have like another, you know, it's almost like a, I don't know what letter that is, but then it goes in and then goes over. So I have another angle and I was thinking that I needed to cut the boards, but then, you know, I was like, I don't, because if I just line them up like that, it's going to be the same, right? So I'll save myself a lot of time there. Like I said, this is going to be the most time consuming. I'm almost done. I did one more batch of wood. So in all, cutting up the pallets, this probably took 3 pallets. If you took them apart, you probably need a lot less. You know, it depends on your size and stuff. Yeah, definitely I wasted a lot of wood, but I saved a lot of time. So let's get on. I apologize about the light today. It is a little bit overcast and the sun is on that side of the house. So sun's over there. You don't see Flappy Bird arms. The sun's on that side of the house if there was sun. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to shut up now. Get to work. I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up. I got to sneeze. All right, hopefully I can get this done today. Done, 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 done. It's a lot of cuts. Start throwing my crap wood away. This one I had here, I think I'll go ahead and put it in because I think it'll be fine or not. Nope, I want it lined up perfectly with the baseboard. So I can use this for another little piece. So let me just take all my little pieces that I can't use. That's shite. Good, shite. Shite. Now I got a big mess to clean up too. Oh, if you could sell sawdust by the pound, I'd be a rich person. Use this one, try not to show you any butt crack, and let's get going. All right, guys, so I am done making my pallet wood island wall. And really the camcorder doesn't do it justice. I love it. And I don't know if you can see here, I didn't know how much support that these right here actually gave to the granite countertop. But I took them off one at a time and you can see the difference. This one I spray painted. I use this right here, this Ultra Cover Rust-Oleum American Accents. And it bonds to plastic, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. If it doesn't bond, then I'll just live with it. So that's the difference, and I definitely like this one. This one's painted. This one's the same color as my cupboards, and I like the way the darker one blends in better. As I got around here, you can see I got it all done. I ran out of memory, so I just quit taping, but you kind of get the point of what I was doing, and for not knowing what I was doing, I think it turned out pretty good. I went sure and made with my varnish, and I think I told you before, this is dark walnut. And anywhere I could see woods, I just took that little cheap paintbrush right there. And you can see a spot like by the bracket right there. And I haven't gotten to that because I didn't take that bracket out. And then I will stain around there. But anywhere I can see spots, I go ahead and I touch it up and you can't really tell. There's a few places, I don't know if you can tell, where you can see the wall through it. Now, that's only if you're down on the floor, and hopefully most adults in my house aren't going to be on the floor. And if they are, they've been drinking way too much and they're not going to notice. But something like that, if it really bugs me, what I did is I have like all these little bits of woods. This is a bigger bits of wood. Now this is a bigger piece right here, and I would actually wedge it in there. Let me find a spot where I did it. I wedged it in, and then I just kind of stained it. So you really couldn't tell as much. And it kind of gives it some character. That's one right there. It's not the best one that I did, but there's a few spots where I just wedged in a little bit of wood. And honestly, if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't notice. The only one that's going to notice is the one that did it. Yeah, so definitely it was better when I got to the flat wall. It did get a little more tricky when I got over here, but I got it done. I do have a few boards that are askew. I do have a few boards on the end that are off a little bit, but this is a side nobody ever really sees. This is the one you see over here when you walk into the house. And I'm going to say I think it turned out pretty good. And you can see right here, that very bottom one, that was one that I had stained a different color. I think it was dark cherry, black cherry. It was black cherry, and I ended up just staining over it. And I like it. It kind of gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, just a little bit of a pattern. So there's a few boards here and there that were a different color. Yeah, so I really, really like this. I may go back later on. I do need to go back and definitely, I don't know if I'm going to pull it all off the wall. The craft glue seems to be holding it pretty good. It is the Gorilla Glue, and I use my glue gun so that it wouldn't be super permanent and I can move everything around. But I will probably just keep some liquid nails on hand. And if a board comes off or I find one that I have not secured down, I will go ahead and then just liquid nail it down. And if it stays, then, you know, yay for me. There's no way I'm ripping this down, because knowing me, I'd get all the boards mixed up and then I wouldn't be able to get it back up there. So, yeah, like I said, I just really, really love this, and wish I could do my whole house like this, but I don't have enough time. Tomorrow is going to be a week from Christmas, so I better get busy doing other things, but just want to show you guys a finished product, and just to say, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I basically you need a circular saw and a table saw. And if you're patient and you want to take apart the pallets by hand, you don't even need the circular saw. You could probably do this all with some sandpaper and a table saw. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully this helps you a little bit. I just really am in love with this, and I can't believe that I did this myself, and nobody else is going to believe it either. All right, guys, thanks for watching. My next video is going to be, we ordered a pond, and I'm going to do an unboxing in that pond, and then we will do a video of me and my husband trying to build a pond. And then again, we have no idea what we're doing. So hopefully that'll go as good as this does. And everybody, happy holidays and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.